Hey, Tony guys are here popping in. Now, somebody was in the comments. I did a video. Let me see if I could find the video. I might have deleted the comment because whenever somebody don't understand something and they confuse other people. But the video was about the men who, the truth about, no, that's not the one. Video, a truth about constant cheating men. Now what you got to remember is that's cheating men. That's not the same as a man who is sleeping with different women, meaning sleep with a woman, dealing with her, leave her alone, sleep with another woman, leave her alone. And you got to remember it's caveats and nuances. So that gets a little deeper when you get into age. So a promiscuous man who is single and promiscuous over the age of 40, then he's more likely to be gay than a man who is promiscuous and sleeping around under the age of 40 and especially under the age of 30. So what you have to realize is for men, sleeping with multiple women is a rite of passage. What that means is men have made other men feel like the more women you can sleep with, the more of a man you are. So for a period of time, men will go after as many women as they can, trying to become more of a man. Now, us as adults, we know that's misinformation, that's misguided, ill-advised, misinformed. But that's the life that many of us who were able, that's the life we lived as young men, because we thought that it made us more of a man. And what we also noticed is it got us more respect from other men. So the more women you could get, like before you could get money, you could get women. And of course, when you're a young boy, is girls. So under the age of 18, you really didn't have a lot of options and ways to get millions. Like unless you in LA and you like a Disney actor or something. Like, but for those of us in a regular city, under the age of 18, there was no such thing as a millionaire. So the way you got your respect from other guys is how many girls you could get. And so that right there does not make a man gay, because what he's doing is for social clout and social currency. Now that shifts when a man gets a woman. The boy becomes a man. The man meets woman. The man and woman get married. And now the man will not, cannot, won't stop cheating. Now this is what you got to understand. It's different for a man to go and cheat on that woman. And the numbers are different, very vastly different between men and women. So a man could cheat on that woman multiple times. Let's say it's 2, 3, 4, 5 times. That don't mean he's gay. That means he's insecure, he's immature, and he's ignorant. What I'm talking about are the men who get married or in a committed long-term relationship, and they are constant serial cheaters. Those men, and it ain't every single man now, there are exceptions to the rule, but those men on average are battling internal spiritual warfare from a different type of spirit. So it was a lady that said men who done slept with 50 to 100 women have done something with a man. So that's what the person was confusing what I'm talking about. It's different when you single, because you don't have someone that you could sleep with every day. But when you get in a relationship and you got somebody especially marriage, and especially for Christians. But when you get in a relationship and you got somebody you could sleep with every day, but yet you still going outside of home and you sleeping around, that's when a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times, the man is battling a homosexual spirit, and he is trying to exorcise that demon, and he trying to get that demon out of him. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's very key and important that you pay attention with these here videos, and you don't try to cross the videos over, and you listen to the caveats and the nuances. It's just how some people try to say the Bible contradicts itself. It doesn't contradict itself, it flows. And it flows and weaves all together. But you have to have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You got to have discernment. So it means two totally different things when a man is sleeping around and he's single. He's sowing his wild oats. He's searching for himself. He's looking for himself. He trying to prove himself to other men. He trying to prove himself to himself. He looking for who he want to settle down with sometimes. And sex comes as a part of it. And so he thinks, but he literally looking for a wife. That was my case. I was literally looking for a wife, but sex was a normal thing and everybody was doing it. So I wasn't living an abstinent lifestyle or thinking I had to be abstinent until marriage, because I wasn't paying attention to the Bible. I wasn't walking with the Lord. I was in a backslidden state. But then once I got married, now you have the availability of sex every single day. So it's no reason to cheat. Now, if you cheat, that is a character flaw, because the cheating isn't about sex, because you already got sex right there at home. So now if you going out and you continuously cheating, the cheating goes beyond curiosity. Because at first, when a man gets in a relationship or he gets married, if he cheats, it could be classified under curiosity. Like, oh, he wanted to see what this other woman thing looked like, what she smelled like, how she do, how she move, what she like in the bed. So it was curiosity. But after you done been with X amount of women, the curiosity is out the window, because you learn and you realize there's not much difference. Like, there's really no difference. Like, you may have a situation where a man has a situation with one woman, and she just, because of the amount of experience and her life being such an anomaly, she's completely different in the bedroom because she has so much experience. But that's like Michael Jordan in basketball. Like, it's not a bunch of Michael Jordans. There's really no other Michael Jordan. You know, Kobe was the closest thing to it and still wasn't it. And then LeBron James, his own type of guy, but there's not a second LeBron James. You see what I mean? So it's like that when it comes to sex. It's like you might meet one person that, based on their experience or based on how their body work or how their body made, that it becomes a one of one for you. But you can go sleep around, and I'm gonna tell y'all something that I noticed. Like, in talking to women and coaching women, I never really hear women who done been with several men make a big deal about size, or like pinpoint a certain guy and just be like, oh, I couldn't leave. You know, I never hear a woman say she couldn't leave because of his size and she couldn't move on. Like, if she didn't like him, if he wasn't treating her right, if he didn't do her right, she left regardless. And then if it was another man who he could have been different, but anytime I'm having a conversation with women, I never hear them compare sizes. But as men think size is everything. So yes, size may matter, but it's not everything. How men think. And then what women think is everything, which I can't think of an example right now. What women think is everything, it may just matter to a man, but not be everything. And so we be on two totally different wavelengths. And what I have found is men and women really don't understand each other. And that leads to a lot of the problems. So I had to tell the person, like, no, the man who's sleeping around as a single man, that's different than a man who's sleeping around in a relationship. The man who's sleeping around as a single man, he has no allegiance to anybody. He has no, he don't have a relationship. So he doing what an ignorant person does when they single. They sleep around. A wise person will date around, but not sleep around. An ignorant person will date around and sleep around. But now, a person, a married person, or a person in a committed relationship who is still sleeping around, now you have a full-blown degenerate. Now this totally different, because now you got somebody who has made a commitment to someone, and they have decided that despite the commitment, they're not going to be faithful. They don't care about the person's heart. They don't care about what the person going through, what they feeling. They don't care about none of that. They're not going to be faithful. And that right there, that's where the difference is. And that's what you got to realize. Y'all gotta forgive me publishing my other video. So the thing about it is like when you get in a relationship, now you with somebody and you breaking their heart. Like every time you cheat, you breaking their heart. You also putting your life in danger, because you could be dealing with somebody who is mentally unstable. You putting your partner life in danger because you dealing with this person, and you setting yourself up for heartache and pain yourself. But for you to not be able to be faithful in a relationship that is committed, and you got somebody who love you and they doing right by you, they not causing you stress and pain and agony to even give you an excuse to cheat, for you to say, oh, I cheated because I was pushed out, or I was forced out, or our relationship was dead, or it was like we weren't together. But no, y'all laughing, kikiing, spending time, y'all building a house together, y'all doing this, doing that together. That's completely different. So that's what y'all have to understand. You got to listen to understand, then be understood. And these is the caveats and nuance. So it sounds like it's the same thing, but it's not. And if you don't understand it now, keep living. You'll understand it later. And here's the thing, what I'm doing now, 2026 for me is a year of going deep. This is a year of where I'm going to take with me who can go. If you don't understand it, I'm going to tell you something. Nothing I say will never not make sense. I don't say anything that doesn't make sense. So if you don't understand it, that means pause and keep listening. Because I'm not going to say things that contradict each other. They weave together. They flow together. But if you are surface level, you're going to hear a contradiction. That would be idiotic. That would be asinine. That would be stupid of me to say something that contradicts something I said yesterday. It weaves together and it's different things. So you have to pause. You got to rewind and you got to listen. We graduating from high school. We going into college, and I'm finna help you get your bachelor's. And then I'm going to help you get your master's. Then I'm going to help you get your doctorate. There's doctors who listen to me. I have clients who are psychiatrists, who are therapists, who are psychologists that listen to me, because they understand it's a difference between God's wisdom and man's knowledge. Man's knowledge is in a book. God's wisdom is only bestowed upon who he chooses. And that's based on who's willing to ask him, as the book of Proverbs says. So I'm no longer going to be just shallow with y'all and in the kiddie pool. You got to learn how to swim so you can get deep. So again, a man who sleeps with multiple women as a single man is not the same as a man who continues to sleep with multiple women while in a committed relationship. Think about that. And what you do is you take and you create other analogies. It's kind of like if you don't have a contract and you don't have a non-compete clause, you can work with several different people. But when you sign an exclusive contract, if you continue to work with several different people who are competitors of the company you signed the contract with, where you also have a non-compete clause, now you are a bona fide true scumbag. But when you were independent and non-exclusive, you could go from one contract to another, one agreement to another. As long as this one is over and you go on to the next one, that's totally fine. No lag time, no downtime. It's no non-compete clauses. Use a free agent, non-exclusive. You can bounce around. That's a single man. He dealing with this person. They not an item. They not a couple. No title. No nothing. If they get in the bed, if she get in the bed with him, that's her risk. That's her gamble. That's her loss. That's his risk. That's his gamble. That's his loss. They both agreed to it. They move on with their life. They rinse and repeat and do the same thing with the next person, then with the next person, then with the next person. It's more so like situationships. But when that man locks it down, like Desmond Scott did, he took and he locked it down. He locked it down and then said he went out and continued to cheat. He went out to cheat. And here's the thing. Now, a man can cheat without getting caught. When a man get caught, that means his cheating got messy. His cheating got complacent. And so if you are a woman and you catch a man cheating, and then you catch him cheating again, and you catch him cheating again, and then you catch him cheating a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th time, he gay. He's gay. He trying to fight something else. And even when I say that, I'm talking about 9 out of 10. It still will be an exception to the rule. It still will be a guy, he just toxic. He just trauma ridden. That's just how he moves. That's just what he does. Like that's his therapy. That's his pain pill. That's his Depakote. That's his Trimoxolin. Whatever it is, you know, the meds that you take, whatever meds it is, if you got bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, that whatever med you take under that's his med. That is the med for him that he taking. And so with that woman. But again, that's gonna be 1 out of 10 because see, a man is not dumb. That's what you got to realize. Although you feel men are dumb, a man is not dumb. A man can easily and quickly learn. You could be around a man who can't read and write, and you wouldn't even know it because of how smart he is, because of how he picks up on context clues. And he picks up on things like you wouldn't even know that he's not smart. Like you wouldn't even know that he can't read and write. Because that's how a man is. A man can pick up and can learn and all of that right there. He could do that. A man could do that. Y'all forgive my wife text me. So this is what you got to realize. See, the man who is single, he's searching. He's searching. The man who is in a relationship, he's expressing. He's showcasing. Like he's showing you. The man who's single is lost. The man who cheating continuously while he in a relationship, he's broken. That's the difference. You got to understand it's a different being. But here's the thing. It's not one size fits all. So if you married and you've been cheated on, you need to do coaching. Whether you leaving or whether you staying, you need to do some sessions because you need to talk about your specific situation. Some men you could just look at. Some men you could just look at and you could tell that they like men. And that is the only argument for being born gay. That's the only argument. The fact that you could look at how some men standing, or how some men, I could look at just their face shape. I could look at their hand shape. I could look at the way they hold their hand by their side and tell that he gay. Some men I could just look at how he stand, and he ain't got to be standing with his whole hip popped out or nothing like that. I could just look at the way he move his hands and tell that he deal with men. It just some, how they dress, and sometimes it ain't nothing flamboyant. Now I ain't talking about flamboyant, but it just subtle little things that give it away, and that's the only argument for being born gay. But even within, you still could be renewed. You still could be with the Lord and walking right and staying out of that fornication or sexual immorality. And so that's what you have to realize and understand, that as I'm taking you through these videos and I'm taking you through there, you have to understand that you can't hold one video onto the next video. Each one of them gonna stand alone. They stand alone, but yet you're gonna be able to see how they weave together. Just like a book. You could read a chapter and that chapter give you your breakthrough. But you read the whole book together and it still weaves together and flows together. So that's what you got to realize and understand. So when you get to that place, you're going to see. You are going to see. You are going to see. So once you realize that, now you able to follow and flow and get this here lesson. And then here's the thing. Sometimes what you have to do is you got to peep game, and instead of calling it out, you got to watch it. Sometimes you don't let it be known what you know. You got to watch it. And I've had women hire me and they sensed something, they felt something, and they just waited. They bided their time till they was able to get to that phone. Get to his phone, get in that hidden folder, get in there, and that's where they found the nasty movies. That's where they found the videos of him with another man. That's where it got real at. But see, sometimes you'll sense something, you'll feel something, you'll say, hey, are you gay? Hey, do you like men? Hey, do you do stuff with men? Hey, have you ever did something with a man? Hey, and you go to asking questions, and now you blow up the spot. Now he see you onto him. Because here's the thing. You questioning him ain't going to change him. You questioning him ain't going to stop him at all. So you got to realize that that's what's going to happen, is you're going to be able to see to where, oh, wow. Wow. So now you know, but see, now you know and you able to move differently. And it's going to be something when we find out who the man Desmond Scott done cheated with. That's going to, if he cheated. That's going to be something. And I know people get mad when you say if he cheated, but the thing about it is you can't, they entertainers, so you can't really say, you don't really know. And people keep talking about the Jehovah's Witness stuff, and that really don't make no sense to me, because that's in the Bible too. For Christians, that you not supposed to leave except for infidelity, and Christians get a divorce every day. So I don't understand how Jehovah's Witness is more serious than Christianity. Like, I don't understand that. It's like Christians get a divorce every day, and the Bible say the same thing, that you ain't that you can't leave a marriage except for infidelity. And so it's like you ought to be able to lead Jehovah's Witness too. And so that would let me know y'all's in a cult. Y'all in a cult. I hate to say it to you, but this the year of exposure here too. I know y'all said about 2025, 2026 finna go deeper. 2026 finna get realer. It's finna be more. Like, yeah, that Jehovah's Witness is a cult. All that disfellowship and all that. No, as a Christian, you can do anything. If you repent, God will forgive you. There might be one unforgivable sin in the Bible. I can't remember if that was blasphemy or which one it was, but God forgive murderers, all that. He'll forgive you. Your heart is repentant. You ask for forgiveness. Ain't no disfellowshipping unless you don't want to change and you want to live in sin and keep doing the same thing, so you never repent. Then God will turn his back on you, like he had to turn his back on the children of Israel sometime, because they wasn't listening, they wasn't doing right. So what I want you to realize is that you sometimes, with these here situations, it's hard to read and tell because you don't know what the truth is. So like with that Desmond Scott situation, we don't know if he actually cheated. But now if he cheated, again, like I told y'all in the other video, if a man cheated in a situation like that, to where he got everything, he got the money, he got the fame, he got the brand, he got the beautiful wife, he got the kids, they got the beautiful house. If a man cheated in that situation, I feel like it's something deeper. It's something way deeper that he's battling. And it could be his sexuality. It could come with that. Could be something like that. Because I just don't think that it's enough lust in the world. Because especially when you could get into so many things, like, without having to do that. It's like, it's so many things you could get into. Because if you already are a man that would cheat, that means you don't have character. That means you don't have integrity. So that means you have nothing against nasty movies and Angela. You got nothing against that. You have nothing against sworn to secrecy NDA escort. You got nothing against that because you ain't got no integrity already. You ain't got no character already. So why not do those things versus going out full-fledged cheating? See what I mean? You go to Amsterdam, go to the red light district. I ain't know what that was. So I was riding down the street and seen a lady sitting in the window in boy shorts with a name on the window. I was like, what is this? I ain't know what was going on. I'm like, what the world? Wife told me later. I'm like, I see why you ain't tell me when you was up there. When we was up there, just in case I ain't get a little tent. It's like, go to the red light district. Like, you and your homeboy do a trip. Like, you living in a life of sin anyway. You ain't got no character anyway. So it's like, and that's why I try to tell y'all, you can't apply God to everybody because everybody don't believe. You speaking a foreign language. Like, you can't hit somebody across the head with the Bible. So, but that's what I'm trying to tell you, is like, these men could go do any of that, but yet they still keep going and just cheating. When there's so much they could do without cheating, that's how you know it's something deeper going on. But hey, this Tony Gasson, God bless you. Got some text message to answer. Still got my little time here till I got the coat, so I might get another little video in. I might go and kick on back, watch me a little bit of research and have my old coffee. Remember, we enrolling for the Solopreneur Mastermind. So if you ready to build your business, build your brand, be a solopreneur like I am, be able to build you a 6-figure, 7-figure, whatever your work ethic and your grind gonna get you to brand, then go on get with us. It's enrolling on Tony Gaskins Academy. If you need an invoice or like a link to where you can be financed with Klarna or whatever, then just send an email in to support. If I miss it, send it in again. But God bless you. Keep y'all head up. We'll talk soon. Get out your feelings.